from, hey, going on. Oh, sauce it out, you too much, ain't enough, where you from, throw it out, going nuts, yeah, going down.
What's up, guys, and welcome to today's video. It is Juice Vlogs in the house. We got a very special video today. Since I got 200 subscribers, I am dropping this very special video for y'all. And this video, wow, they're having dog problems out there. But this video means a lot to me. So I thought I would let y'all like get to know me a little bit, like know about my past and know who I am, know what I've been through, and like I want y'all to be inspired by my story, and I want y'all to get a little push and a little drive to get through whatever you're going through, because in realization, man, we all have our own problems. Me personally, I try to do a very good job of hiding it. Like when I have bad days, I try to overcome a bad day with smiling. And I think that's a very good thing to do, man. If you spread positivity and you're spreading happiness, then you're gonna be happy. And I feel like that's one thing that has really helped me get through like my tougher days, is forcing myself to be happy even when I'm having a bad day or I'm feeling really down today. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. We're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna tell y'all from like my story from when I was like 12 all the way up to now. I'm not gonna go too in depth. I don't wanna, you know, get all emotional and stuff, but I'm gonna tell y'all just like how my life went and tell y'all about my football career, stuff like that. Let's get it. Alright, bro, so I think like the first part of this is gonna be like the funnier part, because I look back now and I laugh on it because, alright, so when I was 12, that's 6th grade. 6th grade, I turned into some really big chubby kid. Like really big. Bro, and I went from like my mom being the party leader in my class and being like the most popular in elementary to being like no one in 6th grade, dog. Like, bro, it was the worst year of my life because, bro, I was like bullied. People always talking about me, dog, like all the time. And it was definitely the worst year of my life. It was like the craziest stage. And it was terrible. This was when I was just playing baseball. Like I was all into baseball. And bro, like after practice, the first semester of 6th grade, after every baseball practice, I would come home. I would eat like a whole bowl of some really good ice cream from Rom's. And I would eat like 2 of those brownies with the little sprinkles on them, the hard sprinkle. Yeah, those. I would eat like 2 or 3 of those. And yeah, bro, I was extremely big. So we got into the end of my 6th grade year. Like, yeah, 2nd semester, and I finally like was like, oh my gosh, like I need to work out. Like I need to do something about this, because I was like 5'6", 5'7", and I weighed like 215, 220. It was crazy, dog. I was like a big walking potato. I had a big old belly. I had some titties. Like every day at school, man, I was nipping. I was sweating under my arms and stuff. It was bad. 6th grade was a bad year. So I finally started working out really hard. And that summer after my 6th grade year, I turned 13. So I got a gym membership at Planet Fitness. And like right then, I got the membership the day of my birthday. I was not playing. August 4th. I turned 13. Got my membership. I went up there every day for like 3 to 4 hours just grinding. I would do like 2 hours of straight cardio, just grinding, bro. And I started watching like YouTube videos, and I started doing dieting stuff. Like I would count all my macros, like my carbs, protein, fats. I would keep track of all of those. I took like a bunch of supplements, not any illegal stuff or crazy stuff, but like proteins, like fat burners, and they really helped a lot. And by the end of that summer, I was down to like 190, and I grew a little bit. I was like 5'7", 5'8", somewhere around there, and I got down to like 190, 195. So I was like, I never played football before. Keep this in mind, I did not start playing football until 7th grade. That was my first year ever playing football. So I wanted to play my whole life, but yeah, she wouldn't let me. She was too. But I went out there for football trials because she said she would finally let me play in 7th grade. So I went out there. It was at Lyles, man. Y'all know Coach Allen, Coach Bass, all the Coach Kent. I was sitting out there on the knee, and they were telling us where like the position lines were and stuff. And I was like, what's feeling a little big. I don't know what to do. What should I do? Where should I play? I was gonna play some tight end. Jason Witten, but they didn't want that. They didn't want that. But anyways, I was like, man, I can throw. So I just went over to the quarterback line, and I was like, oh my God, bro, I'm about to be B team, garbage, terrible. No, because there's this other kid that played quarterback from Pee Wee all the way to then. So I was like, yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm just playing this to play it because I never played it before. But you know, we practiced for like 2 months before we ever played a game in middle school. And after like 1 month, dog, I was a starting 18 quarterback, and other dude was gone. Put him in line or something. But yeah, that's how the quarterback dream came to be. That's how I became a quarterback. And like after my 7th grade year, bro, I fell in love with football. And like I got a personal trainer, and I really just started grinding, dog, because I knew that's what I wanted to do. Like I played baseball, and like it just the love that I have for football, that I like produce for football, is so much more bigger than the love I ever produced for baseball. And like after a long time, it just, you know, I faded away from it. Just kind of got boring. This was a year also that my mom first got diagnosed with cancer. It was stage 4 colon cancer, I believe. That was her first cancer. And like the 2nd semester of my 7th grade year, I was so in love with football, dog. And I remember I would go see my mom at the hospital, and then right after I get home, I would hop on my scooter, my bike, or I'd walk, and I'd go to Planet Fitness over there off Broadway, and I would just grind, bro. Like, I remember times when I was working out crying, dude, because I was like, you know, it's something you never expect to happen to you, especially in 7th grade. Like, when I was told that, I was just stunned. And I remember, dog, going to see her every day, then going home, hopping on my bike, my scooter, and going to work out, dude. And that's how I relieve my stress. And that's why, like, I became a really, like a better athlete, because all my hard work and stuff, it was just me relieving. And I got my body in like tip-top shape. Like I was faster, I was stronger. And going into my 8th grade year, you know, I had a reason to play. I was really motivated because I wanted to do it for her. And I threw like 28 touchdowns, and I was running a lot in 8th grade. Yeah, I remember the amount of touchdowns. I don't remember rushing touchdowns. I probably had like close to 10, because that right eye 14 lead bootleg. Oh, I'd be gone. That was my favorite play. But yeah. So starting 9th grade year, I remember like it was like halfway through the year, we found out. Well, the doctor said that she had like 6 to 12 weeks to live, because the cancer had spread to like a bunch of different arteries and organs and stuff like that. I forgot what the cancer was called, but bro, I was balling, man. I was scared. It was like the scariest moment of my life. And I remember I was injured, and I just wanted to come back. I was like, bro, I need to get back now. And that's when we played Roulette, and that was like the best game of my life. I got cleared the day before we played that. My boy Jalen was out there throwing a rock. He was doing good. Then he hurt his ankle. He injured his ankle. Then I got in, and bro, I just went off. Like, I was running. I just went off, man. That was a really fun game, and a really heartbreaking game, because we lost. And the way we lost just hurts me so much every time I think about it. That was like the most emotional game of my life. I don't even like to think about it. Cut the camera. Cut it. And that was probably like one of the scariest things, is knowing that like my mom could have died if she didn't go to the hospital when she did. And like that was a really hard moment in my life, man. I went to school the next day. I didn't talk to nobody. I was in my feelings, man, because God is literally really good, and he saved your life. So after my sophomore year, in the summer now, my mom has recovered from the kidney failure, but she still has a lot of stomach problems. So she's going to the hospital. They're telling her that there's nothing more they can do for her. She just needs to go home and let it heal. But it continued to get worse and worse and worse. And so this was this past summer, last summer. It just continued to get worse and worse. So we went to a different hospital, and they found more cancer. This was the 4th time. They found more cancer, and this one was really bad. It was stage 4 colon cancer again, but it was on top of her stomach, so her stomach couldn't function. So like my mom didn't eat for like the last 6, 7, maybe 8 months, the last 6 months of her life, like, because her stomach didn't work. And I just felt like, you know, time was getting shorter, and I started to really like distance myself from God, and I was really unhappy. Thankfully, I have the most amazing girlfriend in the world, and she really helped me like overcome a lot of that. And but yeah, I was really unhappy, man, going into my junior year, because all this stuff that was going on with my mom, and it went from 3 to 5 years to 6 months to a year to 1.5 weeks. And I remember just the whole school year, man, I would go see her all the time after football practice. I'd call her after the game. She'd stay up just so I could call her and tell her about it. She was actually at home whenever I hurt my knee. I went home after that game. That's when we played at 12 o'clock because of the rain. I went home and I sat down next to her, and I just started crying. And I was like, Mom, I was like, this wasn't supposed to happen. Like, I wanted to finish this year, and I wanted to do it for you, because this might be the last year that you're alive to see me play. And I just started crying, and I was like, Mom, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to play football no more. I just want to get a job and call it quits. I felt like giving up, man, because there was so much going on. And she grabbed my hand, and she looked at me. She was like, son, she was like, don't you ever quit football until there's nothing more you can give. And that really touched me, man. She was like, I see you being great. She told me that she saw me being just as good as anybody else. She always hyped me up, man, and she really lifted my spirit back up. So I was like, man, put me under the table, get me on the table, cut me up, and get me ready to play. Anyways, it was crazy, man. Let me get to the end of the story. The sad part of the story. My mom was getting really sick, man. She was at home for about 2 weeks, but she was just getting sicker and sicker. And I remember coming home. It was a Thursday after school, and the hospice guy was there, and they were talking about setting her up for hospice. And basically what that is they're giving you meds to see if you'll get better, or if you don't get better, they're giving you meds to send you off peacefully. And that's when I knew it was getting real. So I stayed for that whole conversation, and you know, when I left to go see my dad, and when I left, I just started bawling. 'Cause I was like, bro, it all went by too fast. Like, now I only got maybe a week or 2 left with my mom, and it was all hitting me right then. Like, my mom, she's really about to pass away. Like, it's about to be the end, and things are about to get really hard. So she went to the hospice place, and I couldn't go see her the first night because they were running tests and stuff on her. But when I went to see her the next day, I couldn't even talk to her. she was under so much meds that she couldn't talk. She could just hear what we said. And when she was once she was like that, I knew that it was about to be the end. I remember this was Sunday night. It's the first night I could see her before she passed. I went and saw her every day. Monday night when I went, she was the same way. And we talked. I mean, we couldn't talk, but I talked to her, you know. I told her I loved her, and I hugged her forever. I kissed on her forever, and I was just really scared because I was watching my mom pass away. Like, my mom was right in front of me. She was passing away from a terrible disease. And Tuesday night, that was the last night I saw her before she passed. Tuesday night I went up there and I got out of work. I worked till like 10, and something just told me, you know, I need to go. So I went and picked up my girlfriend, and I picked up my friend Xavier, and we all three went and saw her. And I remember, man, something just told me, you know, this is it. Someone was just telling me that whole night. And when I sat in the bed to talk to her, I told her, I was like, Mom, I love you. And, you know, she was under all those meds and stuff. She could barely, you know, she couldn't talk. But I was looking at her. I told her, I was like, Mom, I love you. Mom, I love you. And she said, I love you too. And that was the last thing she said to me. She was worried about her grandkids. She was like, where's Brooklyn? And she would whisper things like that sometimes. And I remember before I left that night, I promised her, I was like, I'm gonna be great. And I promised her that no matter what, if I had to, I would put my whole family on my back and we'll get through this together. The other thing I promised her was, I'm gonna be great. Like I said, I'm gonna be successful. And whatever I do, Mom, I will be successful. And I told her that I promise I'll take care of my family. I told her I promise that I will be a loving husband, that I will be a successful man, because that's what she wanted. So then that next night, or the next morning, it was Wednesday morning, it was around 6:30, got a call. It was my sister, and she told me that my mom had passed. The first thing I did, I went up to the school. It was like 6:30, and I saw all the coaches. And I just needed to see them, man, because I was in shock. I talked to Coach Miller, and after that, I went up to the hospice place to see her one last time, and that was something that, like, going to see my own mom, but she's really, like, not there. It was honestly the hardest thing that, like, I'm ever gonna have to live with. It was like, just like that. My mom ain't in my life no more, and I don't got that one person that I can call and talk to about anything, and it's like everything just hit you at once. And I was broken. I was really broken, and I was down for weeks. And man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Whenever things happen in life, I don't know what y'all's religion is, but when things happen in life and things get hard, sometimes we tend to turn away from God. And I definitely did. I turned away. I was like, for a good month, I was like, you know, how could you do this to me? Why me? Why my mom? Why do I have to go through this? And I think the biggest thing that would help every single one of y'all who are going through something, the biggest thing is to know that after all this bad stuff happens, after all this brutal stuff happens to you, man, where you feel like you've been beaten up by the enemy, just beaten up by the devil. After all of that, the one thing you got to do, man, is you got to realize that that situation you're in is to make you better. God never puts you in a situation for you not to get something out of it. You might not get your result right then, but later on, God will bless you. And I think the biggest thing is just keeping faith, knowing that God has a plan for you. Because I was like, wow, I just tore my ACL. I just lost my mom. You know, what is God doing for me? How is this beneficial to me? But I realized, I became more wise, man. When my mom passed, it was like that next day, I was smarter. I felt like I'd been through a lot. And the biggest thing, dude, when you're going through things in life, the biggest thing is just keeping faith and knowing that on the other side of that wall, there is something greater than what you're going through. And, bro, I just want to let y'all know, if y'all ever need anyone to talk to, y'all can easily follow one of them social medias, add my Snapchat, and y'all can talk to me. Because this ain't even my whole story, man. I just told y'all parts of it, funny stuff, you know. But I've been through a lot, man, and I promise you in some way, I could probably relate to y'all. And, bro, this video ain't for y'all to feel bad for me, man. This video was to impact y'all. Like, I want y'all to be inspired, man. I want people who battle depression and people who battle low self-esteem and they constantly put themselves down or are constantly put down by others. I want y'all to be inspired, man, because right now you're in high school. Say you're in high school, or you work at you're 20 or something. You work at a job. You have a job, whatever. Bro, these people, man, everybody will always have something to say about you. And 9 times out of 10, it's because you're doing better than them. So always focus on being yourself. Always be yourself. Stay true to yourself. And love yourself. You gotta love yourself. That is the main thing. Love yourself in this world full of hate. Please. So that is the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. Now y'all know a little bit about me, what I've been through. Like I said, that's not even my whole story, bro. It's a lot. I've been through a lot, man. But, hey, y'all know me a little better now. Y'all know what I'm about. Y'all know how I am. So, let's get this channel booming. Let's boom. I want to boom. We need to boom. So, y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll be just fine. Thank you for watching Juice Vlogs, man. Y'all have a blessed day.